The smell of something fresh lays in the air, and as we are the L2S community, we love to smoke rear tires, so the smoke of freshly burned rear tires lays in the air. Welcome, dear Formula One fans, to the start of Season 2 in Australia. Very classically, we start the season in the Albert Park of Melbourne. So, first look at the track as always. This is it. The Albert Park, very popular. Its ruled is very easy, but the walls are close. The track is 5.3 kilometers of length, 16 turns. The lap record dates back to Michael Schumacher in 2004, a 124.1. And these are the assists and rules that we drive with. We have changed a little bit for Season 2. Changes are especially about the pits. So the pit assist is off. That means you have to control the velocity manually when turning into the pits. And in Australia, as the pit entry is a bit longer and you have a short phase of acceleration into the pit lane, this could actually be a top pick to watch. Let's see how our drivers can adapt to all that. Then a look at the rule settings. We have strict corner cutting, full VSC, safety car, rules and flags installed, manual race start, equal car performances, a 18 minutes qualifying and a 50% race distance, what is I think 28 laps here in Australia. And one specialty about our Tier 1 of L2S is the fact that we do not race in the real life teams. We have unique car liveries, so everyone is his own team, you could say. So yeah, we have seen a few really cool new creations of our drivers, and I will try my best to get them all on the TV screen and show you all the new liveries, the new color designs, and yeah, whatever our guys created in their virtual garage. So what else is new? We start into the new season. We will have 2 short seasons ahead. So as we do not want to collide with the new game coming up, we decided to have 2 half seasons. So Season 2 and Season 3 will both be 11 rounds long, 11 races, and we start in Australia and then go every second race like the real calendar was. Means the next race will be then the actual 3rd one. This is Hanoi. Afterwards the actual 5th one, that is Zandvoort. Then the 7th, that is I think Monaco, and so on. And in our next season, the Season 3, we will then start with the 2nd race of the actual calendar. That was Bahrain, and then we'll go to the 4th, what was China, and then the 6th, that was Spain, and so on. And all that will hopefully bring us very close to the day when finally F1 21 gets released, and yeah, we will hopefully not have a long break for the new game, just enough so that everyone can get acquainted to the new game and all new mechanics and whatever the new game will have included. Then we will have a full grid. We see the 20 drivers are in. That's a nice thing to have. We had a almost full grid for our Tier 2. The Tier 2 event just finished about 20 minutes ago. And off we go with a picture of the parking lot here in the Albert Park. This is the best example to show you that this is a non-permanent racetrack. So these phases of the track, these streets actually are just daily streets for Melbourne citizens, and especially the parking lot is a very funny thing, I think, to just race over a parking lot. And yeah, as you can see here, the walls are closed. We have seen a race of 18 drivers in Tier 2 being broadcasted to your living room by the very infamous and he is one of our drivers here of Tier 1. And we had a grid of 18 men and only 9 guys finished the race. So there was a lot of action going on and a lot of crashes. So let's see if our Tier 1 can be a little bit more stable about that. Here we are in the pit lane of qualifying. So 18 minutes. The qualifying length, first seconds have already ticked off. So let's see who will be the first one. Who is the first one to show us your livery, in case you guys hear me. Yeah, we have the first one going on a hot lap or an out lap, and this is the Golden Pickle. I sadly cannot change to... that's a bit sad, as it looks like I do not have the option to set the camera to... here we go. Yes, now it works. Okay, so finally it works that I can show you the car on a broadcast version of the TV. So in this way you can see the liveries. If I was limited to TV pod, I couldn't show you the whole car and the livery. We start, of course, in showing you the man called Official, not just anyone. He is the reigning champion, and he was already in a green-black livery in his last season, in his winning season, and he more or less sticked to the color combination. Just a bit of camouflage, if you can say so. So it looks like a bit of a tank that he's running in. Let's see if his car can not only be stable, undestroyable like a tank, but if it's a fast tank. Yeah, we have a handful of new drivers that came into Tier 1. It's just normal, like after every season, a few drivers check in, and of course our replacements came from the Tier 2. Of course, that's a very important thing, because it's important to show your Tier 2 drivers that their results are seen, and we have really a few very fast guys in our Tier 2, and a handful of them got promoted now to Tier 1. As soon as our reigning champion has posted the first hot lap, I will try to get in and to get in a few of them and yeah, show you our new guys. Official here at the end of sector 2, and very aggressively through turn 11 and 12, but he did not invalidate his lap time. A little bit of dirt here when braking for turn 13, but that's okay. Turn 14 and 15, and the last one, turn 16, is very hard to take, especially on a hot lap. You want to go through as fast as possible, and he did it in a very clean and tidy way. And his first hot lap is a 1:20.8. Okay, not bad, but not competitive, and we see already two guys being faster than him. So let's have a look at our new drivers. One of them maybe is Chris Tam. He's still in the pits. No, where is he? Ah, Chris Tam jumped on the pole right when I wanted to have a look at him. There he is. Chris Tam, he is not that new. He already had a few races in the last season, but now he is one of our standard scheduled drivers, long-term drivers, and he was really fast. Chris Tam was the pole position king in the last year of Tier 2, and he has shown in the few races where he was with us in Tier 1 that he is really, really fast. And now, as a new season starts, he might be one of them. He might be on the verge of pushing for a potential championship. Same goes for Nick Agnola right behind him in P2, but he's not new. He is already in the second season with us, but he was very strong in the end of the last year, and he might be one to watch for some championship attacks too. But let's get in the new guys first. We see on P9 Laurentior. I hope that I pronounced your name correctly. He was with us in the last race of the old season 2, but now, as mentioned already a few times, we start into a whole new thing, and he is with us from the very start of it in his all black livery. So the only thing that is not black, that is just his grid number 15 he is, and his helmet. So he's the only one at the moment who is running and trying a hot lap on mediums. Let's see where that will bring him to. Another one who is new in P14, Would You Rather, with this very special name. I was hoping and looking forward to you being part of Tier 1. Would You Rather battled against Chris Tam in Tier 2 of last season, and after Chris Tam got promoted to Tier 1, the championship door was open for Would You Rather, and he did it. He made it happen. He was champion in Tier 2, and now the reigning Tier 2 champion is part of Tier 1, and for him goes actually just the same as I said about Chris Tam. He's here from the beginning, and we will see if or how he might be able to push for a potential championship. Then in P15 we see Dean Cunha. Actually we don't see him. He's not new, just a little bit of hello and good evening to you, as he is our host. Thanks for inviting me and all of our guys here in the lobby and the race. Then we see Slayer here in 18th. He's not new, he is the vice champion. He battled until he battled very long, 21 laps rounds of the season. He battled for the championship and eventually just had to bow to the only one official. So he, as the vice champion, is of course always in the lottery for the next championship. Likewise, he's still on an outlap here. So there is one more person I need to introduce you, and this is the third sitting guy, Royal Hobby, Sir Royal Hobby. He is not that totally new to our L2S Tier 1. He was with us on a few occasions in the last year, but he has been seated and granted a seat in Tier 1, so he's now one of our official Tier 1 drivers, not only reserving. Welcome to a long-term seat and cockpit here in Tier 1. Let's see what you can deliver on long-term in this new season. So there are around 13-14 more guys I need to introduce to you, but time is just not enough in this short quali. So hello to all the other drivers. I'm very glad you are back, and I will try my best to depict every one of you and show the world your creativity. Yeah, time flies, and so quality is already half over. Let's jump back to Slayer, who we were with just a moment ago. He is on the end of his first hot lap. He will actually just have 2 shots in the end. There's not enough time if he wants to run a third time. Every driver now on softs, so whoever wanted to try to start with mediums has already got rid of this thought, and Slayer is in 7th. So Slayer and Official, the 2 main rivals of the last season, are on P7 and 8, so not the best early results for them, but there's still a lot of time left to improve that. Who else is on a hot lap? Maybe let's have a look at Frenzy, who has just started his hot lap. Let's ride on board of him, right on this parking lot that I mentioned, the place you can very easily see that this is just a non-permanent track, and the lines on the street make it very obvious and clear too. Let's have a look at his livery. This is actually more or less a very close to what he used in the last season, I think. No comparison yet possible to his formerly posted hot lap. And he invalidated, and almost threw his car away. Invalidation in turn 11, almost the end in turn 12. But it's still no hectic for him. Still enough time to come in and get a new set of rubber. But the next hot lap try then needs to be a good one. He opts to stay out, so maybe he has enough of gasoline with him. Let's just have an eye on him, what is going to happen. For the moment, let's get in the library of Belloc 666. Didn't see a lot of him, but it looks very dark. A lot of black on his car, I think. From the front it looks totally different. Okay, it's a black and white creation, and he is slow. He has already aborted his hot lap. Lap time is not invalid. Maybe just a second out lap, second warm-up installation lap. Now he tries again. He and Frenzy are the only one who did not set times yet. Yeah, okay, Belloc did set a time, but 24 seconds behind Chris Tam. That's not a competitive time. And in the front, by the way, Golden Pickle has inched up to 12 thousandths behind Chris Tam. I can tell you the results of our Tier 2 event. Rayat Sudin, who is viciously fast, started from pole position. He posted a 1:19.4. Enjoy that, 0.4. That means he was 4/10, almost half a second faster than the at the moment pole time of Tier 1. So yeah, everyone who has seen that, everyone who's listening to me now, you know what's coming our way for next season then in Tier 1. And in second was Simvi. He was the only one who posted a time under the 120 mark, next to Rayatsuddin, of course. And in third started Ryan Van Doom. And a winner of the first race of Tier 1 in the end was Rayatsuddin again. Rayatsuddin, very easy, if you can say so, if a race win can be easy, but a very calm start-finish win for him. Second Simwi, and third BMC Red Bull 33. A little Max Verstappen fan. Yeah, and Aces versus Kings sadly is out. That is after turn 12. It looks like he has crashed his car into the wall there. So Aces versus Kings, I try my very best. I promise to not pronounce your name wrong again in this season. He will start in maximally P19. We see another one. A blue dot, that's Moshetit. He is out. There's a orange car, that's got to be Lando Bot. Can we see it? There it is. There it is. He crashed into the wall, losing his front rear tire, I think it was. So two guys that have crashed and are finished for the qualifying. So their pit crew has all hands of work to get the car ready and fit for the race. And this is our driver Landobot, who has a, what is it, black and brown, black and bronze livery maybe. Just 2.5 minutes left in the qualifying. My goodness, time flies. If you want to get some information in, if you want to introduce some drivers, time flies so viciously fast. We have Golden Pickle, Nick Agnola, Royal Harvey, all of them still in the pits. Actually, from the front guys, no one is on our hot lap right now. The only one is Landobot. He just started, and for the moment, maybe let's have a look at Chappie. Oh no, Chappie has invalidated the lap time, so we will not have a look at Chappie. Frenzy now finally on a hot lap, and what will Sector 1 bring for him? Everyone else is still in the pits or on an out lap. Yep, Chappie retired. Chappie maximally in P14. So we will have a short look what's happening for Frenzy on this lap, and then we will jump ahead and try to get information in about the pole run. And Frenzy invalidated. Frenzy in last position. That's it for him. What would you rather doing at the end of Sector 1 in his, what is it, an arrows library maybe? Would you rather improving by over 2.5 tenths? We have seen Infamous is out only in P13. That's a bit disappointing. Let's wait for the end of Sector 2 for Would You Rather. Frenzy has retired. Last position for him. Would you rather sit on improvement, but he lost a bit of time. And what is Chris Tum doing? Chris Tum is barely improving himself. Let's stay with him maybe for a moment. He will be able to push the limits a little bit more to improve his pole setting time, just barely. But will it be enough to beat the time of Rayad Sudin of Tier 2? Right now I doubt it a little bit. A last turn for Chris Tum. DRS opened and quali is over. 119.5, 1/10 behind Rayad Sudin. And what are his contenders doing? Golden Pickle still at the beginning of his hot lap. Sector 1 is right here about to end. He's not improving. Would you rather? Is he finished? I think he is already finished. I think he is already through. What is Nick Agnola doing, the winner of the Singapore Grand Prix? Angry Orange is out. Would you rather likewise? I would like to say in P3, Nick Agnola is improving 2.5 tenths his improvement, but he might have a little bit of traffic here. A lot of drivers in front of him going out of the way, but still it is a little bit of a disturbing factor sometimes. Another one in front of him. That's Golden Pickle. The Pickle into the pits. No problem for Nick Agnola in the first moment. And where will Nick Agnola start? P3, second starting row for Nick Agnola, and Royal Harvey pushed into second, official late lunge forward into fifth. Landabout in the pits, so the quali should be over. Congratulations to our pole king in tier 2, and he does right that again in tier 1. Congratulations to our pole setter for the first race, Chris Tam, with a 119.5. And we see 4 guys who managed to get under the 120 mark. That's quite good. First, the 2 front rows, really strong performance. Yeah, and here the session is officially finished. Once again, congratulations, Chris Tam. And here is the final result of the qualifying. Chris Tam in the pole, Royal Harvey second, Nick Agnola 3, 4th, Golden Pickle 5, official 6, Would You Rather 7, Landabot, number 8 goes to Laurentio, 9th for Slayer, 10, Dean Cunha, 11, Casto France, 12, John Bunter, 13, Mark Ainley, 14 only to Infamous, 15, Chappie, 16, Angry Orange, 17, Mosheted Bellox in 18, Aces versus Kings in 19, and no time set for Frenzy. So we have approximately a minute or a little bit under left for all our drivers to check in, to change some minor things about their setup. I will be back with you shortly. So it's fair weather here for the start of the race in Melbourne. One more little change for our new season is the fact that we will have a installation lap, and from my commentator perspective, from my commentator booth, I can tell you I am very happy about that, because it gives me a minute or two to get some things sorted out, to get some informations looked on, like maybe this one, the tire strategy presented to us by the Amazon Web Services. Yeah, 1 or 2 stop. If you go for 2, you do not need to run hards. If you go on 1, you cannot go without hards. So first look always is out for the weather, second for the tires that are used. Here we go, and we see, oh interesting, we see the top 11 will start on softs, top 10 have to because of the qualifying rule. P11, Casto France opted for softs too, John Bunter in 12th, and Infamous in 14 opted for hards. That's interesting. Let's have a look how these guys will perform on the start. I could imagine that they will have some heavy disadvantage on the start, as the hards have a lot less grip right from the early get-go. And then we have a handful drivers who run on mediums: Chappie, Angry Orange, Mosheted, Aces versus Kings and Frenzy. And yeah, one more thing about the hard runners, Bunter and Infamous. It is very important that those two guys, they cannot crash. They cannot pick up nose damage, because if they do, and if they need an early stop for a fresh nose, that would mean that they have wasted their only set of hearts. And then, yeah, the strategy is over and they cannot use the hearts again for the rest of the race. And let's have a look how all these things will turn out. Christam, the pole setter, already in his starting box. The rest of the grid is forming up behind him. Here's the backmakers, the last two starting rows. Frenzy, Ace versus Kings, Balaks, Mashatit. And here we are, the 5 red lights are on. The first Grand Prix, the new season is started. Jump through from Golden Pickle. Let's see how everyone else gets off. Christam with a good start, but doesn't get around the first corner. A black car in troubles. Nick Agnola in the lead. What's going on in the background? Two guys here into turn 4 next to each other over the parking lot. Everything went rather smoothly, but two drivers are ghosted. Bad time for internet connection issues. And in the background, everything went rather smoothly. One black car has spun in turn 1, but everyone else was okay. Didn't see any debris fly around. And oh no, there was a crash in the background. Who was it? Who is slow? Angry Orange. Angry Orange has spun. Oh, yellow in sector 3, but no safety car needed. Hopefully. No safety car. Oh, we're right here for an attack from Slayer, wheel to wheel, against the black car of Laurentio, and I think it was him who spun in turn 1, and therefore he opts to go to the pits and get himself a fresh nose. Yes, Laurentio in the pits, while we see Slayer attacking and overtaking Frenzy at the Slayer. He is the big loser of the start, -7. He hadn't had quite a good quali and then lost even more positions on the start. The second loser of the start is Christam. Great quali, -3 on the start. And the third big loser, of course, Laurentio, spinning out in turn 1, needing a new nose, and he is almost in last position now. So let's have a look. Where is action going on? Here we see Castle France very close to Official ahead, who didn't have a good start either. Official lacks an end plate on his front wing and therefore lost 2 positions. Landobot and Castle France both were ahead of him, and there was someone else. Running wide here in turn 14. We see a very slow Mark Ainley ahead, and we have a safety car. First safety car phase. Bellox is in. Would You Rather is out. There he is. Oh my goodness. Crashed on the start finish line. Do we have another one who films it for us? Maybe in this angle you can see it again. Ui. So now we know why we have a safety car. Heavily wrecked car, a lot of debris on the start finish straight. And here is Bernd Mailänder. Everyone may overtake him, everyone except Nick Agnola, who is our leader. So we have seen already a bunch of pit stops, sometimes needed for new noses. Well, now we have a safety car. Let's see if maybe one of the soft runners could take this opportunity and take advantage of it for an early safety car. Would you rather one of them I mentioned in the qualifying, one of them that I expect to maybe have a little bit of a chance for a championship, but he got off the wrong foot if he is on a mission here in this season. And as we have only 11 races, you cannot DNF, you cannot have 0 points in one of those 11s if you want to be the champion in the end. And Nick Agnola in the pits, as I mentioned, Nick in the pits. Golden Pickle is too, but Pickle has a drive-through penalty. We need to watch. Oh, what is that? We need to watch if the Pickle is really stopping here or if he's just driving through. Let's stay with him for a moment. He has pitted. He did pit, so he needs to come again. Fresh hearts. He will run long on them. Another stop. Nick Agnola, Royal Harvey, Dean Cunha, Chris Tam, Castor France, John Bunter, Frenzy, Landebot. Busy phase here in the pits. And have a look who our leader is. It's Infamous. There he is. Who he had almost had to stop as he has to obey to. Official. Infamous got a 5 seconds penalty for ignoring blue flags. That means he accidentally overtook someone. But he's the leader. Who can he overtake? I have no idea. Strange thing. Maybe we can clear that up after the race. What happened there? I have a look in our general chat if anything's going on, but there's no background chatter at the moment. So yes, Infamous has a plus 5 seconds, but let's ignore that for a moment. Infamous started on hards. He kept out of all the melee and stabbing and chaos in the first turns, and yeah, took advantage of the early stops of the guys ahead of him. And he is on 3 laps old hards, so 3 laps is nothing for hards. So he indeed does have quite some good chances here in this race. Behind him, Washatit and Aces versus Kings, so they started very far behind. Have a look at that. Our first 3 guys, plus 13, plus 15, plus 16. How incredible is that? Taking advantage of the pit stops ahead in the safety car phase, and they have still more or less new, still quite usable tires, and they can conserve their tires in the safety car phase here a little bit longer. So the 4 laps old hards and mediums, that is still a competitive tire, I would like to call it. And then Nick Agnola, the first one who pitted, he is on fresh mediums, but just 3 laps younger than Aces versus Kings, so not a big difference. Then Royal Harvey and Golden Pickle, but Golden Pickle still has his penalty to serve, as we have a moment, the penalty situation, plus 5 for Infamous and Chappie, a plus 3. First corner cutting warning was against Royal Harvey, and then this drive through for Golden Pickle. We saw it, we were live with it. I don't know if you had an eye on him. He had this very obvious jump start, no need to discuss it, it was clear and obvious. And as the field is very close to each other right now, the field is very packed, he will be last then after serving his drive-through. So the safety car lights are off. Means safety car is in this lap. Infamous is controlling the field here in the last sector, and to one surprising moment he will pick up the pace and try to run away from Moshatit. He's still slow, and I think now, yes, he has picked up the pace. We are back to green condition. No attack possible for Moshatit here on the start-finish straight. And behind him, no attack either. Although Aces versus Kings is very close. Three guys very close. They are attacking Moshatit from left and right. And Moshatit lost 2 positions on just one straight. And the next one, well, no attack at the moment for Moshatit. In the background, let's have a look what's happening. I think everything went rather cleanly on the restart. Official only in 11 here right now. And that's not because he has new tires. Well, he has newer tires. Oh, Infamous has lost the lead. Infamous has lost the lead. Nick Agnola on his mediums pushing ahead. The medium, of course, a bit faster than the hards, no matter how old they are, as they are both very young. So this will be a little bit of disadvantage for Infamous. He did everything right thus far in this race, but it is just a fact that the medium is faster than the hard. Infamous +3. What's going on behind him? Aces versus Kings is very close, but no DRS yet. We will have to wait one more lap for the DRS activation. Just slipstream plus ERS and rich energy, of course. Royal Harvey, by the way, one of them using hards too. But he looks strong, he looks fast on the straight, and therefore is close to Aces versus Kings. And Kings is close to Infamous. Attack here. Infamous defending, pushing him out on the curb. But Aces versus Kings is still there. Wow, great racing, leaving space, but being really defending and fighting hard for the position. All that brought and filmed to us from Royal Harvey, who almost crashed and crashed. Moshatit is out. Well, he's not out, but he loses all positions. Will be last now. Last position for Moshatit. Oh, and lost the winglet. Hey. That's sad. And this is a spot where you can very easily lose your car, and Moshatit just showed us why. DRS, by the way, now enabled. Nick Agnola in the lead has run away from everyone. 3.5 seconds his gap on Infamous. And here is our battle group again. We see Royal Harvey being close to Aces versus Kings. Attacking him on the outside. Now the battle lane for him, but they touched a little bit, and he uses all the space of the parking lot to save his car. And lost the position to Chris Tam, and behind Angry Orange is close, the next one who wants to jump ahead to take advantage of this situation, but the Orange committed a little bit of a mistake likewise. And from behind, there's a big train here coming, Royal Harvey, and another little mistake on acceleration that invites Angry Orange to attack him on the next DRS zone, and an attack will come from Chris Tam against the Ace. Both DRS equipped. Chris Tam had to lift a little bit to not crash. And Official is out! Official is out! Let's see if Gold Pickle can film it to us. There is a green car crashed, VSC deployed. There it is, there is the crash car. Can Moshatit? No, he's too far away. Cannot show us again. Official, the reigning champion is out after just 8 laps. Oh. Yeah, I mentioned it already. The season is very short. You cannot allow any points lost, any 0 points races if you want to be a champion. And official season, official mission to defend this championship has just gone from difficult to level havoc. And Chris Tam is pushing on Infamous. Chris Tam, the pole setter, lost a lot in the early phase of the race and is trying to get some positions back. Yellow in sector 1. Is that Royal Harvey? I think Royal Harvey is out there. But for the moment, let's focus on Chris Tam attacking Infamous in the DRS zone right here, right now. On the outside, wheel to wheel. And he pushed through. Infamous losing a position again. Did he lose a winglet or the end plate? No, I don't think so. His nose seems to be intact. Well, this doesn't look too good for Infamous, but still, everything's fine. He's running on hards. He needs to make these tires last as long as possible. He doesn't need to necessarily compete with the mediums around them. And he tries to stay in the DRS window of Chris Tam here. Behind him, 3 other drivers who are just waiting for him to drop out of the 1 second window and therefore then attack him. But he is he? No, he's not. He has just dropped out of the 1 second window, and this is a bad timing because here is the detection for the next DRS zone. That means if he doesn't throw the car away at all, Aces versus Kings will be able to attack him here. Yeah, well, he doesn't attack him yet, but he was able to zoom ahead a little bit. And then we'll attack him on one of the next 2 upcoming DRS zones. And Angry Orange is just behind him, so maybe there are even 2 DRS attackers on Infamous very soon. Not yet. The Ace looks a little bit too far away to attack him here. He will zoom into his rear but not attack him. All that filmed to us, brought to us now from Castor France. Yellow in sector 1. Bellox has spun, but he's still with us, I think. Yes, he's driving again. So, Nick Agnola is just doing his thing. He's just running away. 5.3 seconds the gap on Chris Tam here at the moment. Looks a very comfortable position he's in. Just may not commit a mistake and just, go ahead and cruise to his next pit stop, I would like to call it. And those guys here have no chance to easily cruise. Those 4 guys will battle it out. This is actually the battle for the podium. Battle for P3. Ooh, that was dangerous for Castor France. Almost lost his car in turn 16. Therefore he is not in a position to zoom ahead towards the rear of Angry Orange. But no one behind him who is able to attack. There's another 3-man battle group. This is Kunya, Slayer and Lando Bot. This is actually the fight for P7. Cunha on hards, Slayer Landerbot on mediums, so a little bit of advantage for the trailing two guys. Cunha committed a bit of a mistake on acceleration. This might bring in Slayer for an DRS attack here. He shows himself in the rearview mirror. Yellow sector 3. No, already vanished. And it looks like Dean Cunha is closing up a little bit onto Castor France, and that would mean that very soon he might be able to open up the DRS wing too, and he definitely needs that because he will be under pressure by the Slayer very soon, and maybe by Landobot likewise. So in the front group, nothing new there. What's going on here? Nothing new here too. Seems like a bit of a waiting phase. The race takes a little bit of a breather here. Maybe let's stay with our host here a little bit to watch what's going on in front, as he's not that far away, and to watch what's going on behind, and Landobot showing himself behind Slayer. Cunha was not able to get closer, but there was a mistake ahead. Mistake ahead by, who was it? Angry Orange, losing a position to Castor France. And now Cunha is in the DRS window, and Castor France almost lost his car. And mistake by Angry Orange again. He is in tire troubles, losing multiple positions. Landobot not able to attack, but Slayer slipped through, and Cunha likewise. So Cunha still without DRS, but he got, I think, 2 positions at once. Slayer got 2 likewise. Castor France is in troubles. Castor France does have some grip issues, it seems. Always on accelerating. Maybe his rear tires are heating. Slayer looks aggressive here in the front. Aggressive on Cunha. And behind, no attack behind. What's happening in front? By the way, Nick Agnola lost almost a second of gap on Chris Tam, but he can afford it at the moment. Landobot is not too far away, but let's have a look first. What's happening to Slayer? Castor France struggling again. Slayer, is he attacking? No, he's not. Just showing himself. Hoping to push Cunha into a mistake with that little show, maybe. But actually Slayer lost some ground onto Castor France. Castor France is close now, so he has to watch out to not be attacked from behind. And Landobot, no chance for an attack because Castor France is DRS equipped likewise. And does Slayer attack Cunha now? Finally, no, he does not. Cunha is fast, and there's Landobot, late lunge ahead. But Castor France on the better lane and defends his position. It's not over yet, not over yet. Turn wheel to wheel into turn 7. Wow, that is hard, and he lost another position. Angry Orange still not over. Wheel to wheel in front of turn 10. And okay, Castor France at least was able to defend and keep this position after losing P7 to Landobot. And ahead, Slayer is very close still to Cunha. He needs to lift a little bit here in these turns. But here's the next DRS zone, and he will not attack him. Not able to attack him. It seems like Slayer is fast in the turns because of the medium tire, but as soon as the next straight turns up, Cunha is always fast enough to just barely survive. So it seems like the Cunha car is set up more towards straight line speed. No, you see, no attack again. No attack. Slayer is almost not able to get even just closer. And here on the next straight, no chance. No chance for Slayer to attack. He needs to wait and maybe, yeah, surprise Cunha in some turns in these parts. Or maybe wait until Cunha commits a mistake. And behind, the battle group just behind, just maybe 50 meters behind, Casto France close to Landobot. Landobot is in the DRS window of Slayer likewise. And behind that, Angry Orange lost a bit of ground. So, Bobo. And Slayer committed a little bit mistake. He is too far away. He is out of the DRS window. No, he's still in the window. It just looked like he was out of the 1 second. So we're already in lap 17. The race flies by. It's incredible. Half the race distance is already over. And we are waiting. We are waiting for each last pit stops. The tire strategies for everyone. Angry Orange, in the pits. Just when I mentioned it, the first one came in. He opts from yellow to softs. I think everyone will try to make his tires right now last long enough to be able to have a finish sprint stint on fresh softs. So we will have a lot of quick times in the end. Where's your safety car? Slayer is out! Slayer is out, there's a wrecked car, Slayer is out, can you believe it? The number 1 and number 2 champion of last year are out already here in the first race. Interesting, Angry Orange might be able to film it to us again. No, track marshals were very quickly in getting rid of the wrecked car. And let's see who is the next to stop. Yes, here we go. The leader, Nick Agnola, is into the pits. Brake. Oh no, 5 seconds penalty for speeding in the pit lane. He did not do what I told him to. Chris Tam is in. Everyone will stop now. Tam in, serving a penalty. Infamous. Oh, Infamous did not stop yet. Infamous is still running on his tires from the start, and he is back in the lead. Wow. Interesting. Nick Agnola softs, Chris Tam soft. Casto France will finish the race on fresh mediums. Okay. Angry Orange, fresh softs. So Nick Agnola is here we are back again in our battle group for potential podium position. Dean Cunha now defending his place against Landobot, not against Slayer anymore, but now it's Landobot who he is trying to fight off. And oh, he loses 2 positions at once. Nick Agnola pushing through in the middle of them. Just in the middle between them, and Landobot lost it. Landobot and Nick Agnola were both too aggressive. No one wanted to put the foot off the pedal. No one wanted to lift and back off, and that was the result of it. So Landobot will pit now, get him fresh softs to finish the race. Speaking about pits, now finally the pit stop. Where is he? There he is. Infamous. Penalty first, fresh softs now. He actually made everything right in this race. Didn't commit a mistake. He had yeah, quite a bunch of penalty seconds. That could turn into a problem in the end. We will have a look at the penalty situation in just a few moments. He is out here right next to Angry Orange. Yeah, well, let's see where he will land as soon as everyone ahead has pitted for the final time. Chris Tam, Castro France, Angry Orange are already in front of Infamous. Nick Agnola too, of course. And Infamous is maybe, after a strong race performance actually, will probably not be in a potential podium position in the end, but still a big handful of points possible for him. So let's have a look at our front runners. Who is the next to pit? He is Aces versus Vikings. Kunya too? No, Kunya still running. Mark Ainley still running. John Bunter in. Very cautiously on the pit entry. I watched his on-wheel screen. He was running at around 40 kilometers per hour. Landobot speeding in the pit lane. Next one to commit this mistake of our new rules. And John Bunter is behind Infamous and behind Laurentio, just ahead of Chappie. Chappie, there he is in his orange car. Couldn't have him in the TV screen a lot today. One of our admins who will film us that a red car has lost it here. Debris laying on the ground. Aces versus Kings. Oh no, he just came out of the pits. He wanted to push for a good final position, and in the end he lost positions, and even more importantly lost probably some end plates. There was some debris laying on the track. Maybe it wasn't from him, but someone he has met in the middle of the street. Who else will pit next? Kunya still not. Dean Kunya, does he intend to go through on this set of hearts? He stopped very early in the first safety car phase. Does he intend to go through? I don't know. Maybe Mark Ainley and Golden Pickle and Frenzy. Maybe all those guys have that in mind. Frenzy just getting overtaken by Chris Tam. Of course, he's running faster on the fresh softs. So Chris Tam is on a mission. He doesn't know, just as I do not know, if those guys right here will stop again. Those three hard runners are very close to each other. Ainley losing a position to Golden Pickle after Ainley tried to attack Kunya. The interesting thing, these three guys are fighting for the podium, but they need to make their hearts last to reach the podium, and therefore they may not battle. They may not battle if they want to conserve their tires, but that's just right what they're doing, because that's what's in their blood. They are racers. They want to battle it out. Wheel to wheel Pickle against Kunya. Ooh, a bit of a dodge here, and the Pickle pushes through. No one pitting. They intend to go through, but they are ruining their tires here. And Chris Tam is flying ahead from behind. Chris Tam made up over 2 seconds of gap because A, he is faster on his fresh softs, and B, those guys are battling and losing time with it. Haha, that will be a very interesting finish of this race. Infamous is out. Oh no, Infamous. Can we get him depicted? No, he's in the pits. He's in the pits. Wow, what happened there? That's very sad. That is very sad. Infamous had a strong race. A bit of bad luck, of course, but sadly he is out. Likewise to Angry Orange. Where is it? Sector 1. There's no one close who could show it to us. His car is vanished already. Yeah, that's sad. Sad to late DNFs. I hope that will be it. I hope that everyone else will get through the race. And this is the pinky car from John Bunter. Attacking Laurentier. They touched here. A bit of a punch actually from Laurentier in the turn. John Bunter told us that his car is Miss Piggy. That's how he called his car in the internal car reveal. Now attacking again, maybe not. Next DRS zone coming up. Yeah, he was too aggressive in the turn. And Chris Tam, have a look. Chris Tam has already closed the gap and will now attack Mark Ainley, one of the 3 hard runners. Pushed ahead easily, and just as easily Dean Cunha will be in one of the next DRS zones. And there is the attack, wheel to wheel into turn 13. A bit of a dodge here too, but everything okay between them. Yeah, and Chris Tam is back on the podium. 2.5 seconds, 2.2 seconds on Golden Pickle. He will close the gap too and eventually overtake him likewise, just as he did with the other 2 hard runners. We had a short yellow in sector 2, that was maybe Landebot. And Cunha lost another position. They are still close to each other. Cunha was more or less sitting on the rear tires of Mark Ainley. Late break from both of them. Hard fighting going on. And I think Miss Piggy has spun at the end of sector 1. This is some great fighting, hard battling between those 2 guys. And now, as we have probably everyone on the final set of tire, let's have a look at the penalty situation for the end of the race. Yellow in sector 3, that's Landebot, who has stepped out of his car, has retired his car in the pit lane. That's a very fair maneuver, not to cause a safety car just for retiring on your own will. So, penalty situation, an interesting one. Nick Agnola, our leader, has a big pile of penalty seconds, plus 11, and Golden Pickle has a plus 3, so 11 minus 3, that means he needs to get closer a little bit still. And then we see plus 8 for Chris Tam. That means Tam, at the moment, he would drop off the podium again, because Mark Ainley, applause for the guy that we see here, is still without any penalty, although he is sliding heavily here on his old hards. He and Cunha likewise will have a very bad grip level. Then Cunha in 5th, a plus 12. He will be ranked back behind Frenzy. Casto France plus 9. Haha, funny thing, Laurentier behind Casto France is right 9 seconds behind him. And now another mistake from Ainley. Cunha on the inside. Didn't want to wait for the DRS zone, that is right here. No chance for an attack, no chance to get next to Ainley. Yeah, Cunha is just battling for the fun of it, because in the end he will be ranked behind Mark Ainley anyway due to the penalties. I'm pretty sure he knows it, but well, we are here for racing fun, and that's just what those guys are doing. And here we see Chris Tam, who has crawled through half the field getting back to his position, to his podium position. There he already is, but he needs, yeah, he needs to overtake Pickle because he has a +8 and Mark Ainley is just 8.5 seconds behind him. That means he needs to make up ground. He needs to overtake Pickle and get in a bit more of breathing space so that he will in the end be ranked on P3. And Cunha is close again. No, he was. We already a little bit too short to see the attack. They battling it out. Cunha versus Ainley. Great maneuver. Speaking about a great maneuver here on the outside lane. Pickle. No, Tom overtook the Pickle. Just for a moment, of course. Just for the last 3 laps. In the end, Chris Tam will be ranked back with his +8 seconds penalty if he isn't able to create a gap of how much? 5 seconds. I doubt that he will do that in just 3 laps. He has a faster tire right now. Okay, yes, but Pickle is still in the DRS window behind him. Pickle is trying to maybe even counter the attack. Well, I doubt that Chris Tam will be able to create a 5 seconds gap on Pickle. Maybe Pickle will help him in committing a mistake, either with spinning or with picking up another penalty. But right now it seems like that Chris Tam will be ranked in 3rd in the end. Now here finally is the gap. Finally Chris Tam was able to pull ahead and get Pickle out of the DRS window. And here our battle again of Cunha and Ainley. Ainley, Laurentier and Bellox. Special applause to those 3 guys. Those 3 drivers are the only one who still race without a penalty second. That's quite an achievement, especially if you compare that to some penalty kings, the 2 penalty kings in this race, Cunha and Agnola. So, where did that come from? Casto France has crawled up into the rear of Dean Cunha on the better tire. We know that Ainley and Cunha run very old hards. Casto France pushing towards them. Late break here for him. Casto France will be ranked over Cunha due to penalty situation. Maybe Frenzy will even too. Maybe Laurentier even will. Oh, we will have to wait for that. There will be a lot of back and forth in the very end when everyone is crossing the checkered flag. And right now Cunha has to defend himself against Casto France, rather to attack Mark Ainley ahead of him. So the attacking battle probably is over for Cunha. Now it is a defending battle for him. Blocked rear tires for both guys ahead. And oh, this will be close. Mark Ainley could lose 2 positions on the next straight. Maybe already one here. Cunha attacking outside. Again a bit of a dodge between those. And Cunha is already ahead. Casto France pushing ahead likewise. Maybe even against Cunha. No, just 1. But Ainley lost 2 positions at once. But he will be rather calm about it, because he will get all that back as soon as the penalties are applied. And Casto France is still close in the rear of Cunha. But for the moment we need to have a look at our leader. We will do so right after the next turn. No attack yet. Let's have a look at Nick Agnola, who We didn't have a lot of time to show him. He is in the... Now he's in the last turn. One turn left and he will win the race. Great start for Nick Agnola. Congratulations, Nick Agnola, for the first victory of the new season. In second, Chris Tam, just lapping someone. Chris Tam, is he ranked back? Yes, he is. P2 goes to Golden Pickle. Congratulations, Chris Tam, our pole setter from 1 to 3. That's still a rather okay result. Cunha is in 4th, but only for a split second. Cunha is ranked back to P7 even. P4 goes to Mark Ainley, who was without the penalty. 5th, then Frenzy, Laurentiu, Castro-France. All of them ranked ahead of Cunha due to the penalties. 6 Laurentiu, 7 Castro-France. 8 was Cunha. Couldn't see a lot more, but we will have the final results in just a moment after our podium drivers. Driver of the day, Frenzy. So here's the winner's selfie and the cup for Nick Agnola and the well-deserved digital version of champagne. So here now is the final result after penalties. Nick Agnola has won the race. Then Golden Pickle in second, Chris Tam in third, Mark Ainley is in fourth, 5th goes to Frenzy, 6 Laurentiu, 7 Castro-France, 8 Dean Cunha, 9 Chappie, reaching up into the points very late. John Bunter in 10th, Aces vs Kings 11, Moshetit 12, Bellox in 13, and the following guys did not finish. That is Landobot, Angry Orange, Infamous, Slayer the Vice Champion, Royal Harvey, Official the Champion, and Would You Rather the reigning Tier 2 Champion. So this was it. The first race of 11 is in the books. Was a very interesting one. A really high quality competitive racing, and yeah, our two champions, the champion and the vice champion, got off on the very wrong foot. Likewise our tier 2 champion. So the first leading table will be led from some drivers we might have not expected to do so after the first race. Anyway, we will be back next week. Tier 2 always starts at approximately 7 PM of UK time on the L2S YouTube channel. Tier 1 then starts at 9 PM. Stream is always online 5 or 10 minutes before on my channel, my YouTube channel. And we will head to Hanoi then, Vietnam, the only race, the only track that has just happened in virtual worlds, never happened in the real life. And I can tell you, in virtual worlds, the track of Hanoi is one of the most hated among virtual racing drivers. So this will be highly interesting next week then. For the moment, thanks for being with us. I'm Zeb Bauer and would love to host you right again next week, Thursday evening. Thanks for being with us. Have a good evening. Stay safe in these times. And keep racing.